So let's start at the beginning. Where did you come from, and what brought you to Claremont?
You know, it's interesting. Where do you come from is a question that I use to facilitate administrators today learning to listen. But the most important one, I think, is probably from my family and principally from my grandmother, who made me feel at all times and under all conditions that right here, I'm okay. So I come from this grandmother. I grew up in Chicago, went to this incredible school, and this one particular teacher, along with my parents obviously, this one particular teacher suggested that I be a counselor at a day camp when I was age 10. He always said, when you're speaking to 5-year-olds, get down on your knees so you look them directly in the eye, and so there's no question to them that you have compassion for them and you really get to know them. I think I was a counselor every single year from age 10 to 18. And then I went to this remarkable college that was all about group work, about facilitating groups. George Williams College back in Illinois. You know, I played sports, I did all those things, but somehow it was about working with people. It was always about helping others to be the best they could be. Somehow I saw in 5th and 6th graders this moment when the light bulbs started to go off in their brains, where they started to see things as being connected. I made a choice. I'm going to go to graduate school and I'm going to become a 5th and 6th grade teacher. That's how I got to Claremont.
So it was graduate school that brought you to Claremont.
Yeah,
and
basically.
Teaching opportunity.
Indeed. Made the choice and said, Claremont Graduate School is going to let me start teaching as soon as possible, even though I'd already been a teacher. I wasn't licensed and credentialed. And then some additional magic occurred. You know, I went around looking at all these different elementary schools and checking them out and seeing what the climate was like, because I knew what I wanted to be in. I wanted to be in a place that was dynamic. And I visited Sycamore School. The door was open. Now I was going to walk through it, and I literally spent 5, maybe 6 months, at least from January to June, being a volunteer aide in Mrs. Page's classroom. Now, I might have contributed something to her classroom and her kids, but what she contributed to me was really beyond compare. Here was a woman of gentle spirit and a certainty of what she was going to do for kids, and there was no mistaking it. It was her agenda, and it was going to get done, but in the kindest, gentlest, but firm way. And so I just spent my time learning from her, and she increasingly kept giving me pieces of responsibility, and I felt like I was a co-teacher come June. And somewhere in there, John Bobo came to me and says, you know, I think we're going to hire you somehow, some way. And sure enough, a position came open, and he gave me the job, and the rest is a little bit of history.